we are all collectively sharing right now. I'm very pleased to introduce our next conversation, The New Age of Storytelling. We have Christina Warren, Senior Tech Correspondent for Mashable, Gentry Lane, founder and producer at TDO Productions, and Christian Stephen, Global Editor at RYOT News. Please join me in giving them a very warm welcome.
Where should I sit? Right next to you.
Great. All right. So we've just seen maybe the cutest, greatest presentation ever, which now, of course, we have to follow. Right. So, yeah. Christian, let's get dark.
Let's do it.
You just got back from Syria.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Right.
Why were you there, and what does it have to do with our topic?
Absolutely. New Age of Storytelling. So basically, with virtual reality predominantly taking up that space, RYOT News was the first to do virtual reality inside a war zone. And so we decided if I was going to go anywhere, it might as well be the most dangerous city in the world. So we chose Aleppo, Syria. And my mum and everyone around agreed it was a terrible idea. Therefore, we went through with it.
Right.
And we managed to successfully pull it off. It wasn't a very easy one, but we managed to do it. So we're trying our hardest to pioneer the journalism with virtual reality. Yeah.
And Gentry, you work, you have an agency that helps kind of create these experiences, and you're aiming to take VR for social good. So let's talk a little bit about, I mean, there are tons of buzzwords around virtual reality. Let me start by asking you both, do you think that this really has a future, or is this just something that we're interested in now and it's going to fade away? Do you think that this is going to be here in 15 years?
Oh, there's a litmus test for whether technology is going to stay, if it can be used for good, if it can be used for evil, and if it can be used for porn.
Okay.
So.
All right. So we do have VR porn. We do have VR obviously for good. And
right now, I think most people are using, or most content studios are building entertainment and gaming, and it's starting to go towards sports, which is great. But this is the most powerful technology the world has ever seen. And I'm crazy passionate with the, fiery passion of a million burning suns that we should be using this for social good. It's virtually, literally an empathy machine. You can teleport, you can travel time, you can switch avatars, you can be in somebody else's skin, you can walk and wake in somebody else's world. So with this ability, I think it's very important, we're here today really to push the platform forward and introduce it to the badass change makers in the world and say this is here for you to use to make a difference.
So, and you're right, it can be used for difference, but as you said before, it can be used for bad too, but it can also be used, Christian, you and I were kind of talking before this whole thing, voyeuristically. I mean, there's one thing about empathy and using VR to kind of create experiences where you can be in someone's skin, but that can cross the line to being, I think you said it best as, war porn.
Hugely so. Well, the thing is, I've been covering conflict for the last 5 years, and that tends to wear on you when, you basically hop from war to war and do 2D or mini docs or reports or still images, etc. And you realize that people are, viewing it, but only, snap for like 30 seconds, etc. But with virtual reality, we wanted to really try and hone in on the empathy and what comes after that with the action. And the thing is, it is immersive, and you do have a vote within it, and it is intimate, and it is harrowing, and there is always the danger that that will be voyeuristic in the way of, what new disturbing dark thing can I, show my psyche next,
Right.
And so the biggest thing, we had barrel bombs coming down in Aleppo, and we caught that on footage, but there's a reason that, I chose not to put that in the film. It's because it's not about, the destruction. It's about giving a context and a framework for the people that are involved in the story that we're trying to bring across. And so it really comes down to, yes, that will come through, and there's going to be a tidal wave of people who are using it for all sorts of odd and strange and slightly uncomfortable and disturbing things, but ideally, with the new wave of sort of not gatekeepers, because this is actually diametrically opposed to gatekeeping.
Yes, I was going to say.
A lot of fun, yeah.
Because it becomes like the interesting challenge, right? We want to balance the openness of what this platform allows, put it in the hands of people who can actually be there, not just documentarians or reporters, but people who are actually in those experiences. But at the same time, there has to be a balance, or hopefully there can be, a social balance between it veering too far into either voyeuristic or negative propaganda or, profiteering sorts of methods.
Hugely so, and that comes down to the fact that, we cannot have the arrogance to sort of go, I will fly into your country and tell you exactly what people know about where you live, which is, being the theme 2030, we're incredibly excited at RYOT for, we have a project called Denizen Journalism, which is basically going in and giving kit and training people who live in those places to do their own stories. Instead of me coming in and going, I've researched this place and I am now the all-seeing power here. I'm going to give you this new technology that was pioneered somewhere, somehow, and you're going to use it. And you're going to tell me what the best story is. And so that would ideally steer us away from that.
And from what you do, Gentry, how do you kind of balance that between obviously creating experiences that you want to do for social good without it becoming across as, I don't want to say patronizing, but I'll say it patronizing. If you're trying to do that experience, how do you bring it to someone's, but it doesn't look as if you're just infiltrating their space?
No, it's a good question. Taste level and sensitivity are really important. My company works half as an agency where I serve NGOs, NPOs, civic organizations, just whoever wants to create change, either awareness campaigns, action campaigns, fundraising campaigns, and then also we do our own in-house content. And yeah, it's really important because it's so powerful, it's so immersive. You literally put somebody right there. So it's tricky, but it's great because what you're saying is absolutely true. It's going to be in the hands of the people. It's going to be in the hands of news, and it's going to be in the hands of private production companies. So hopefully within the three, there's like a set of checks and balances to keep it well. But yeah, I'm all for democratizing this technology.
And when we get to that democratization process, it obviously comes down to not just letting people create it, but also letting people view it and experience it. Do you guys think that we will be in a place in 2030 where it will be as second nature to have a VR headset as it is now to have a smartphone? And as we've seen, in Syria, with the refugees leaving, they're using technology every day to communicate and get out of that place. So it's everywhere. Do we think, in 15 years, do you see VR being that same sort of ubiquity?
2 years, really. As more and more people come online and as the technology gets less bulky, the headsets that we have now, those are going to be gone in a few years.
Sure.
And it's just going to be augmented reality with I think you probably know a company called Magic Leap.
Yes.
Who should send me free product because I just plugged them.
Gentry wants free product, Magic Leap.
Thanks.
Get to her.
Magic Leap. But no, we're going to see an integration. It's bulky and clunky right now, but it's also the golden age of VR. So people who are making content, it's going to be in 2030. The things that are made now might look quaint, but they're going to be. Think of it like you're making the Steamboat Willie or the I Love Lucy. It's going to be the golden age. So the things that are made now are going to have a longer shelf life.
I'd almost say the golden age. I think it's the epicenter of the beginning of a nerve of what will be that. And I think in 15 years that will work out that way. I think, the thing that we're really excited about is there's an unspoken divider between storytellers and engineers and people who build the frameworks for these things. And VR is the thing that's really starting to bring us together in an incredibly exciting way. Because we get to bring the velocity of how fast our technological achievements are going in with a bone deep, nose for storytelling that we've had since, the Dark Ages. And so bringing that together, it's hugely important for us to inspire the people who are just beginning to get an interest, and by the 15-year mark will be fully immersed in what they want to be doing. And the thing is, as storytellers, we need their help.
Right.
And so, if anyone is listening who even has the remote interest in this technology or pioneering it somewhere further,
Go for it.
We need you to risk with your minds and with your confidence and all of that. I dropped out of school at 15 because nobody told me I couldn't. And I do this because, nobody ever told me that it couldn't be done. And so I'm not advocating dropping out of school. You should stay as long as you can, I swear to God. I've come multiple hurdles, but the thing is, if you are tinkering away in the dark of your room past midnight, if you are shielding in the corner of a classroom, obsessing over these things and these images and these mechanics in your brain, people like me need you. And people in the places that I travel to have been waiting for you their entire lives. Because what we need to match the practical with the creative, and that's only going to get stronger within 15 years, and it's going to blow us away. That's what we're waiting for.
And I couldn't sum it up any better. I think that's exactly it. So if you're listening to Christian and you're interested in these things, get started, because we all need everyone's help to be able to kind of take this to the next level.
How many people here have used VR? Oh, good.
Okay, good. So yeah, we need more, and we need to get it really out to the people who are in these places for these stories we're telling.
Yeah, 100%. It's an undiscovered country, and we are the ones who are putting our feet over, but our ceiling is your floor. We're not done by a damn sight, but you'll do so much more. Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Cool. Thanks for having us.